Welcome to the Texas South Plains Honor Flight Telethon, brought to you by Plains Capital Bank.
And welcome back to our Honor Flight Telethon. Thank you so much for calling. We've had some great donations. John's pie's gone, actually two. So John, if you're watching, you're gonna have to make another one. So, and we've been overwhelmed with donations that our phones may not be acting right now.
Our phone system kind of crashed, is what Case is trying to say, but we've got people on it.
Yes, and you can also text Honor1 to 53555. It's going to send you a link. You just hit that link, you go in there, and you type in your information and donate. That's a great way to donate. You can also go to kcbd.com. We have that link there as well.
Those donations are so important. Each year, we take about 80 veterans to our nation's capital. You know, they get a welcome just as soon as we land, which is one of the neatest things to see. People who are within just the airport who stop and clap and thank them and welcome them home, kind of a welcome that they've never received.
And we talk about unique experiences. The Honor Flight provides very unique experiences to our veterans. One of our veterans that we talked to that we're going to show his story right now is Milton Lee. He served in the Army during the Vietnam War. He went on last year's Honor Flight and was one of the few to lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
That was awesome. I won't never forget that. And me and another veteran, we came down together, and I helped him to get down there. But it was just great. Every memorial that we went to, I didn't know they had that many, and up there in Washington, but they do. And I was so happy to see all the people, how they welcome us. And they did all that they could to really make us feel needed and let us know that they appreciated us as being veterans. It does take quite a bit of money, but when you go in first class. And I enjoyed the flight, I enjoyed the meals, I enjoyed the place where we stayed and where we could come together and visit with one another. It was just awesome. I probably would have never got to go up to Washington, D.C. But with this honor flight and having guides that could guide you around, it made it just so exciting to be a part of. And I just would urge anyone that has the means to support it, because each one of those veterans, including myself, we was in the service fighting for our country. And we want our country to stay free of the terrorist situations and free of anything that will cause harm to our country. And so I would urge people to show their appreciation by helping some veterans out through this program. And if you have the means, do it. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're an athlete, whether you rich or poor, every dime, every dollar can help.
That's so very true.
Milton hit it right on the head there. Whether rich or poor, every dollar can help. You know, someone that we greatly have to thank for the honor flight and what it has become is Dave King. And Landon King is Dave's son. And what an honor and a legacy he has left behind. Your dad didn't serve. Why was the honor flight so special to him?
Well, I think, you know, one of the things with him, when all of his friends out of New Mexico were probably in Vietnam, Dad was here in Lubbock and doing media and reporting on Vietnam. But of course, he was also a huge buff for all history. Of course, everything from the American Revolution to the Civil War to the Korean War, Vietnam War, World War I and II. He was just a history guy. And then, of course, he got to know so many of the veterans around here and saw that there was such an opportunity to show these veterans these things you've been talking about when you go to Washington with him, and you get to see all the things they get to see. And he got involved with some folks out of Amarillo, brought the chapter here, and here we are today wanting these phones to ring for Super Dave right now.
And filling airplanes with veterans. And, you know, I've seen your dad be such a staunch advocate to getting our veterans to D.C. And what was his reaction to being able to see literally the plane get off the ground for that?
Well, I'm sure he wasn't such a great guy at showing his emotion, but I can tell you that he was overwhelmed. And of course, it also involves everyone else in my family, from my mom and my sister, who helps out with my godfather Al, who is now one of the family's best friends. He's one of the biggest parts of the honor flight. My sister Amy, who volunteers where she can. Mom goes on the trips with the, so it's all, he never actually went on one, but he helped to get it off the ground, just like you said, no pun intended.
And Landon, another reason we brought you in here, Kim is going to come over here. She's got a check to give. This is your sales staff. Landon's a member of our KCBD sales.
Hey! What?
So,
Thank you, guys.
well, Landon, because of what Dave means to all of us in sales, Dave helped us make many a budgets through the years.
Yeah.
And we're so happy to have you with us. It's like having a piece of Dave in our sales office again. And
Thank you.
we just really appreciate everything your dad did for the honors flight and also for KCBD. And our sales staff love you and loved him. And
Thank you.
we want to put that under your name.
Mom and Amy, this is for y'all too.
$400 from our KCBD sales staff in honor and memory of Dave King, the first chairman of the South Plains Honor Flight. Thank you, Landon, so much for what you do and carrying on his legacy. Thank you all. We're trying to get these phones to ring. I know you're calling and hoping to hear them ring. In the meantime, text HONOR1 to 53555. Also go to kcbd.com and make this trip happen. We'll see you in a little bit.